Hortensia, and I will help you understand the overall structure and role of the Roman kingdom, republic, and empire. Politics, oration, and rhetoric were part of the Via Romana, the way of the Roman. I am regarded as one of the first female orators, and fought for the political rights of Roman women. The Roman kingdom's origin story is well known, if not altogether factual. It is said that twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, were cast into a river to drown. Due in part to their demigod status, they survived and were adopted by a lupa who had lost her pups. They were soon discovered and brought up in the world of man, and set out to found a kingdom. Disputes over location led to a deadly duel, and Romulus prevailed, calling his new kingdom Rome. The true story of how Rome was founded is still mostly unknown. Beginning with Romulus in 753 BC, Rome was controlled by a succession of 7 kings for about 250 years. Kings were elected by the Senate and served life terms in power. For the most part, Roman kings were peaceful rulers who strived to assist all citizens under their dominion. I was alive during the Roman Republic, which was a form of governance that lasted from 509 BC to 27 BC. The Roman Republic was more of a complex system of checks and balances than the Roman kingdom, and the power was spread out among many different positions. Consuls had the greatest power on paper, but were more like a type of high-ranking magistrate. Magistrates issued decrees based off of the advice of senators. However, the control a magistrate had within Rome was limited. They only served one-year terms and were less of lawmakers than law enforcers. Once a magistrate left Rome to fight a war or visit neighboring Roman states, their authority became clear. Magistrates then had complete control over their soldiers or citizens in a region. Elected tribunes served to protect the general public from corruption in the Senate and among the magistrates. They also had the power to veto laws. Citizens were elected to their posts through assemblies. The assemblies were made up of the general public, but certain groups had more influence than others. 100 votes made by poorer citizens could equal 10 individual votes by wealthy landowners. Therefore, elections were rather skewed in favor of landowners and the elite. Julius Caesar's reign began the transition from the Republic into the Empire, for he turned his own image into an icon. Unlike previous consuls, Caesar openly overstepped the boundaries of his position. He extended his term indefinitely, introduced currency that held his likeness, and reformed the calendar. Caesar's rule was far more orderly than the ones that came before, but his behavior led to his assassination and to a new form of governance. What Caesar had shown was that one person in charge had a seemingly unlimited amount of power, and could therefore accomplish his goals with little time wasted. The Roman Empire still had many of the trappings of the Republic, but the functionality of many positions was subsumed by the emperor. The emperor was a military ruler, religious leader, and policymaker, with the power to overrule the decisions of those below him. The empire itself was vast, at its height encompassing 1.06 million square miles. Such a large amount of territory was difficult for just one emperor to manage effectively, so in 285 CE, the empire was split into 2. Eventually, even with this change, control was no longer feasible, and the Roman Empire fell in 476 CE.